22 veterans commit suicide every day. Organizations all over now are trying to bring that number down.
Yeah, for tonight's Voice for Veterans, brought to you by RBC's Wealth Management, WMAR 2 News' Aaron McPherson introduces us to Paws for Vets.
Thank you. Big wave. Yeah, big one. Atta girl. Whoops. Can you get that for me? Thank you. Oh, that's a good girl.
This is Morgan, a pretty incredible dog. She follows tons of commands and helps Randy Powers every day.
Oops. Hey, can you pick that up for me? I've got a lot of nerve damage, so I drop everything.
Powers was in the military for nearly 10 years.
My second year in the Air Force, I had a back and spine injury.
That's where his problems stem from today. He wound up serving 8.5 years in the Air Force after he fought being medically discharged. Then he served another year in the Army National Guard.
I loved what I did. Had no interest in getting out.
Eventually, he did and worked in federal law enforcement. Over the years, his back injury just got worse, and eventually his doctor said he needed a wheelchair.
I wasn't getting in a wheelchair. There was nothing in the world going to make me do that. So then my doctor, VA doctor, said, well, what about a service dog? I was like, heck yeah.
That's when he found Paws for Vets and Morgan.
Morgan was the first dog I met. She anchored on me in between my legs, giving me lovin's.
Paws for Vets is a section of Paws for People. They're a nonprofit organization that supplies service dogs to veterans, first responders, and children with special needs.
Dogs don't discriminate. A dog looks at us for who we are and what we are.
For Powers, this dog has made a world of difference, improving his quality of life.
18 months prior to me getting Morgan, I had about 25 falls and 5 surgeries to fix the things that I was breaking every time I fell. Since I've had Morgan, just over 5 years, I've had 3 falls.
And he's 130 pounds lighter. Before getting Morgan, he could only walk 75 steps a day.
6 weeks after I had Morgan home, I could walk about a half mile. Within 6 months, I was doing a mile. And before the end of the first year, I could do a 2-mile loop. The motivation was, to have her, my dog, sitting there looking at me. Hey, Dad, we going to go out? Hey, Dad, can we go for a walk? They're totally dependent on you, and you become totally dependent on them. So it's a win-win for both of us.
Now, since he's retired, he works for Paws for Vets, helping others like him, physically or mentally struggling.
To know that these people, at one point in their life, were, badasses, and it boils right down to that. It hurts. So if you can give back, you can do something about it. Why wouldn't you?
Paws for Vets continues their mission every day, working to increase the number of people they help.
Can you look at me? Okay, good job. High five. We'll call it a day, okay? Come on.
For WMAR 2 News,
All right.
I'm Aaron McPherson.
Let's do it.
Here's an interesting fact about Paws for People. They also help inmates and dogs in shelters, and inmates at the West Virginia Department of Corrections train these service animals. To make sure that they're ready to train service dogs, the inmates then practice on shelter dogs, and they train dozens of dogs a year, and now they're hoping to move it to hundreds. And since they're a nonprofit, they rely on fundraisers, and they have a big one coming up for Memorial Day, a virtual walk. We have all that information on our website, WMAR2news.com.